had I had all of my documents apostille, I would have gotten my residency within 3 weeks.
A lot of us don't even realize how aging is so different abroad than here in the US. Mexico, the parts like I stayed in Guadalajara, I've stayed in different parts of Mexico, and the way our seniors are treated, and when I say our, I'm talking about the community that I'm in at the time.
Yes.
So the way our seniors are treated, vastly different. The
Oh my
respect that
God.
they get, if
My
you're
God.
on a bus, like they tell you, it's no, like in New York, you have young people, middle-aged people sitting in the senior designated seats. They
They
will
don't
not
care.
get up for a pregnant person. They will not get up for an elderly person. Oh, you better not try to sit down if an elderly person gets on the bus or a senior. You don't even have to be like old. You just have, if you're a senior, it's just understood that they may skip the line. They may get in front of you in the supermarket, but they're treated with so much more respect and dignity that
Yeah.
I refuse, God willing, I grow old. I refuse to
Yeah.
do it here in the US because it's only going to get worse.
That's another thing why it's so important to connect with people before you come. Once I got here, I had doctors who were already vetted, housekeepers who were already vetted, the favorite restaurants, where we shop, the neighborhoods that were where the expats lived and where the locals lived. I mean, all this stuff was already vetted. If I landed here and I had to find all this on my own, it would have been a different scenario.
Yeah.
Totally
And
different.
again, your community is a great place to start. Like there are so many questions that you could get answered in these communities. And then some of them even have WhatsApp communities. And so, you
Oh, we
could
do.
go, some
Yes.
people even have
Once we
WhatsApp
get here,
communities. Yeah, exactly.
yes.
And even more questions. And the thing that's so great about the 60 plus Black women expat community, Deborah's in Ecuador, but there's people there from all over. So you can ask your
All
questions and get your questions answered. So be sure to, I hope you get a flood of people to come in. May not be Stephanie's numbers, but definitely I hope you get a flood of people to come in so they can get the exact information that is
yeah,
needed. And so
yeah.
I do want to talk about the residency process, but one of the questions that I see coming up more and more, would you consider Ecuador a good place for people who are like accessible, that have mobility issues, maybe need a cane or a walker, or would you not?
Yes.
Okay.
The Black expat here, pretty good size number. The other people, huge number of expats, and they are on walkers and they are on
Mhm.
wheelchairs and they are on yes, yes.
That is great.
And the taxis here, for me to go I can get to most of the places I want to get to for $1.70. $1.70. Yes. And this is Uber. We have Uber, we have InDrive, and we have a whole slew of yellow taxis. Okay.
That sounds like
It's
Thailand. Like my Thailand days, it was $1 and change to use. It was it Grab, and I think Uber and Grab were there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I
yeah.
know people want to know about the residency process.
Okay.
Can you tell us
You can,
about the
yeah.
residency process? How long? What do you need? Et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. It's very straightforward and pretty easy to get residency. Kind of like Panama, they were almost neck and neck. I had my attorney before I left the States. I had already talked to him. He'd already sent me everything I needed. He was a vetted referral. And it emailed me, this is what you need to bring with you. I needed to have, of course, proof of income, which you don't have to show them all your income, but you have to cover the minimum. I think then it was like $1,275, around $1,300 a month. I think then it was like $1,275, around $1,300 a month. Okay. Most people, Social Security or Social Security IRAs or whatever, cover that. So you don't have to show them all your stuff. You do not have to move your money abroad. Your money stays in the US. There are ATMs everywhere. You draw out what you need and to open a local bank account and keep some cash here, keep cash in your house, whatever. But so you don't have to trust Ecuadorian banks, even though their CDs are paying like 8%. So a lot of people come over here and
And we're still at the high 4 point something, maybe 5 if you're
they're
lucky. Oh
doing
my God.
8.5% or whatever. So people park cash here too. So anyway, it's very straightforward. So you have to have proof of income. You have to have a birth certificate. I don't know, and I tell people, don't gripe. Every country gets to decide the path of citizenship, the path of residency. With our country being as screwed up as it is, there's no clear path to anything for immigrants in our country. At least these people are telling you what you need to get temporary residency, to get permanent residency. You can have a professional visa. You can have, I think, the digital nomad visa. I did, of course, the pensionata visa, the retirement visa.
Oh, okay.
So I had the proof of income, my birth certificate, and I laughed because I said, nothing changes on your birth certificate, but you have to have it printed out within the last 6 months. I'm like,
You mean
nothing
official from
changes.
the vital
Yes.
statistics, the Bureau of Vital
Yes, so
Statistics?
for
Okay.
vital statistic, and they want one that's been generated in the last 6 months. I had like 4 birth certificates. It's like, nope, we want one generated in the and those are just kind of what I call money grabs, but so
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
This is what that country wants. Don't gripe, just do it. So I
Listen, if
got
the
that.
minimum is $1,200 to enter, I'll pay for another birth
Come on,
certificate. Like, yeah.
come on, yes.
Yeah.
It has to be apostilled.
Oh,
An
it does have to be
apostille is
apostille.
like
Okay.
a notary, an
From the
international
state.
notary. I think the Hague Society, there's like 88 countries agreed to accept apostille, that you didn't just print this document
Yeah.
on your printer. And so that apostille, that sheet of paper is attached to the documents that are required to be apostille, and you do not detach it, because if you mess with it at all, they cannot accept it. You have to have a clear FBI background check.
Okay.
I found a quick and easy way to do that. Didn't have to go to the police. Went to the post office, and they did the scan. And because I was a stockbroker, I was already in the system because I was a fiduciary dealing with people's money. I waited 3 days and it was there. Actually, it was there 15 minutes after I sent it through because I was already in the system.
Wow.
So, but that was great. So let's see, it was background check, proof of income, birth certificate. I was thinking about getting a driver's license, so I got my transcript. I don't know why they want a transcript from your college, and all of that had to be apostille. So when I came, had I had all of my documents apostille, I would have gotten my residency within 3 weeks.
You can watch the entire video by clicking the image. Warning, it's a long one, so you may want to speed it up, but there are so many great gems. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and forward to a friend.